What's up, Summoners? Welcome back to another ProGuides video. My name is Tia, and I'll be walking you through this week's weekly news update. There's a lot of great things that have been recently announced, as well as a few new punishments that Riot is hoping will help the community. Whether it's new Arcana skins or information about the next champion, here at ProGuides, we've got you covered. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned to the end so you don't miss out on any important updates now and in the future. Without further ado, let's jump right in. At this point, it's become a ProGuides tradition to start off with the amazing new PvE content. Recently, quite a few massive changes have been announced, but before we dive into those, let's take a look at a few new skins and content that will be sure to help you empty your wallet. First up, we've got a new line of Arcana skins that are based around tarot cards. Each of these skins offer not only a ton of different chromas to choose from, but also some beautiful splash art and amazing in-game visual effects. So if you're a fan of Camille, Lucian, Xerath, or Tahm Kench, then be sure you take a look at them because you really don't want to miss out on these, especially for Xerath. It turns him into a human. Sorry, I got way too excited. Alongside these great new skins, there's also going to be a ton of new icons coming out so you can match up with your one trick in the loading screen. These champy icons are going to be cute little versions of your fave champions, and while a few of these already exist within the game, now you can get one for Sylas, Jarvan, Samira, Kayn, Set, Yone, Lilia, Syndra, Volibear, Tryndamere, Braum, Talia, Amumu, Rengar, and Fiora. Alongside these champion-specific icons, there's also going to be an exclusive Blood Moon Aatrox icon that you get when making a purchase from the merch store. Finally, there's also going to be a new Pride 2021 icon, as well as 2 new emotes for Pride as well. Oh, that reminds me, for those of you who've been waiting for the new Damwon Gaming skins that we mentioned were in the PvE, they are officially out now. They look amazing and have exclusive chromas, so you can further spice them up with deeper shades of blue. Alongside these new Damwon skins, there's also the new Conqueror Jack skin as well as its Prestige Edition variant. So if you're a split-pushing madman, start collecting those tokens. Next up, let's take a look at a few of the smaller changes on PvE before we dive into the ones that a few players may find concerning. Recently, a few changes have been made to a lot of champions in order to make them a bit more visually appealing. Whether it's hair, clothes, tails, or anything else, Riot's development team is working on making them flow way smoother and react a bit better to character movement. Alongside these quality of life changes, it was hinted that a mini Tahm Kench rework is in place during Riot's preview of the previously mentioned Arcana skins. While we don't have any additional information yet, it's still interesting to see what appears to be a Tahm Kench ultimate that lets him eat an enemy. Regardless, we'll find out more when the update officially drops to the PvE. Now, let's get into the actual big changes that are on the PvE right now, specifically the ones about the jungle. It seems Riot is working on providing junglers with more catch-up XP, which may look to push forward a new gank-heavy meta. Alongside this, Red and Blue buff got a few changes as well. They now have increased HP but slightly less AD. For example, Blue currently has 1800 to 3150 HP with 82 to 303 AD, but will now have 1850 to 3238 HP with 78 to 234 AD. It's not just the buffs though. A lot of the jungle camps are actually going to be having their AD numbers changed, including Scuttle, which is a bit strange. Finally, it seems that Smite is going to be receiving a mini rework as well. Now it will deal 450 damage to monsters at all levels rather than scaling with your champ level. Alongside this, the only way to increase your smite damage will be through your challenging or chilling smite, providing you with a total of 900 damage. While it's still too early to say what these changes could possibly do, it does put into question whether Riot wants to develop a diverse meta in the jungle, or if they simply want to throw back to Season 5, where it was all about Lee Sin and his early ganking meta. While we're talking about jungle changes though, let's quickly move on to our question of the day. If you could pick a jungle meta, what would it be? I kinda like it when junglers have to gank often because it can be annoying to get camped, but it lets me play the game by giving me the opportunity to outplay them. Yay! I honestly can't tell you how many times I've played versus a Karthus and I can't touch him because he farmed all game, and then he hits level 6 and then we're dead. Okay, that's enough about me. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. I really do read them, and so I appreciate your responses. All right, let's jump right back into the video. Starting the roadmap off strong, we've got more information on MUNDO's full VGU update. It seems that Riot is wanting to shift MUNDO towards a bit more knowledgeable character while still maintaining his dark and quote-unquote dumb personality. I mean, he is a doctor after all. While not much has been mentioned regarding the rest of his kit quite yet, it's noted that MUNDO is coming close to release and his skins look amazing. With this update, they showed us the splash art for Rageborn MUNDO, as well as a cool teaser for his legendary corporate MUNDO skin. It's going to be cool finally seeing MUNDO in a new light that hopefully still maintains his general tank playstyle. Alongside MUNDO getting his rework soon, Udyr is stepping into his development phase with some beautiful concept art that paints him as a warrior shaman, a mountain brawler, a wild druid, an MMA shaman, a deity invoker, and a generic untamed. While there's still not much info about Udyr's rework, it's nice to get a visual validation that Riot is working on his outdated kit. We'll be looking forward to his teasers and another more in-depth update in the next few months. While it's cool to see old champs getting revamped to better fit the new playstyle in League, we can't forget about the two new champions that Riot has been teasing us about. The first one was mentioned as a Sentinel of Light marksman, but now it seems this marksman is specifically being made for the mid lane. It's been quite a bit since we've seen a marksman made for mid, as the last one we kinda saw was Corki with his rework. That being said, with this champion, Riot is looking to make the new champion fit better in the mid role with some dueling potential and roaming power alongside a few unique things that they've yet to reveal. Overall, it sounds pretty cool and will definitely be interesting to see how they fit into specifically the mid lane, rather than somewhere like top where a ranged laner can be significantly more punishing. It even makes some people wonder how they'll restrict such a champion from even going jungle or bot, since it seems like they'll have a lot of tools to help them impact the map. Overall though, it'll be cool to see what direction they take this. After the Sentinel of Light, the new Yordle Mage was planned to be released. However, Riot has stated that they need more time to further adjust her kit. While she was planned to be an artillery mage, it seems she has slowly transitioned into being more of a classic mage, and it seems that she may offer some type of CC to stop champions from easily running around her. While we don't have any extra information on this Yordle Mage yet, it's pretty exciting to see another Yordle character being thrown into Summoner's Rift, especially one with a less cheerful demeanor. Before we move on to some of the new systems that Riot is looking to implement, if you enjoy having up-to-date information, be sure to check us out at ProGuides.com, where you can take your ranked grind to the next level and stay up to date with courses made by some of your fave pro players. And if that's not your thing, you can get in contact with the Challenger coach to help take your game up a notch. If you've never tried ProGuides before, don't be afraid to check us out. Nonetheless, let's take a look at Riot's, hopefully, new and improved punishment system. Before we can talk about one of the more controversial systems being implemented, we have to explain why it's such a dividing subject. At the moment, a lot of high elo players, especially some in the pro scene, are farming their promotional series. What does this mean? Well, this means they get to their Masters promos and then win 2 of their games, then dodge the rest. They do this multiple times until it boosts their MMR to the point where they get 30 plus LP and only lose 10 per loss. Not only is this problematic as a system, but this also forces a lot of dodges in higher elo, which already has a limited player base. Alongside this MMR farming system, many high-ranking players, including the famous rank 1 player, Dopa, have said time and time again that being able to dodge games removes a great portion of skill. To put it simply, it's seen as a way of diluting how good a player actually is. If they're a one trick, they can dodge a bad matchup or team comp and easily save their MMR. It doesn't matter if they lose 50 LP from dodging, as long as they can maintain their gains of 20 LP while only losing 10. This means as long as you're playing for the long run, you can maintain high MMR and eventually climb higher than maybe you should or deserve. It doesn't matter how much LP you have if it takes 2 losses for you to go negative on your win of the day. With this in mind, Riot is looking to implement a new system that further punishes dodging. Currently, the first time you dodge, you get a 6-minute lockout and lose 3 LP. Your second dodge is a 30-minute lockout and you lose 10 LP. With the new system, there will now be a third tier that puts you on a 12-hour lockout period, as well as the loss of 10 LP. This is looking to punish players who are consistently dodging more than 2 times a day, and as previously stated, in higher elos due to a lower population size, having multiple dodges and even more lockouts make it extremely difficult to get into a game, which then can sometimes lead to things like smurfing while waiting out their timer. Alongside this new dodging penalty system, Riot is looking to implement a new AFK penalty system as well as a new experimental anti-griefing system. As of now, the first tier of punishment for AFKing is a 5-minute lockout and an auto loss. The second is a 10-minute lockout and an auto loss, and finally, the third is a 15-minute lockout and an auto loss. However, with the new system, the second tier will be changed to a 30-minute lockout, and the third tier is a whopping 14-day lockout. It's a significant change that should make people purposely AFKing in their games think twice before doing so. And don't worry, Riot is working on making sure that it won't punish players who only AFK occasionally due to IRL or connectivity issues. Finally, we've got Riot's new experimental anti-griefing system. This system works to automatically detect when a person is intentionally throwing a game, yet still playing and/or not feeding so they can avoid punishment. Things such as TP chain inting, Anivia wall blocking, Syndra stealing buffs, and more are currently being tested so they can work on pushing out a better system for dealing with players who ruin games for others. While it may take a while to successfully build up, it's really nice to see Riot taking a step towards better protecting players from griefing. Sure, we all wish Riot could just take a look at the games where people are trolling, but setting up a bot to detect certain behaviors is still a great direction, and I hope it continues to be successful. Let's just hope they keep their promise that it won't evolve into a nightmare that takes over the punishment system and ends up destroying the reputation of a lot of innocent players. That pretty much sums up our video. Don't forget to join our ProGuides family over at ProGuides.com or through our Discord with a link down below. We offer exclusive giveaways and classes that you won't catch anywhere else, so stay tuned. Nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to stay safe, stay healthy, and I just want to say thanks for stopping by my Instagram and throwing me memes or just interacting with me. I appreciate y'all. All right, have a good one.